Hello everybody, my name is Reach. In today's video, we'll be reviewing the RC's latest episode of the Enhanced SMP. Since the release of the 51st episode of the Enhanced SMP, there's been a lot of opinions about the release of that episode. Many people still find the fall of Iron Prism and his methods, which I find personally ridiculous. This is an entirely ridiculous situation because how his actions are, in fact, just as bad as Iron Prism's, if not worse than Iron Prism's. I'll talk more of it later on in the video because I do have it written down here that I will be talking about it later in the video. With the way the community responds to the Enhanced, this is becoming increasingly ridiculous how the way that it favors mass murderers to walk around with no consequence other than imprisonment. Just for them to get released again. We've seen time and time again how the villains get released. Now, I'm not saying it's the entire team's fault. There's been accidents that have happened in the series where prisoners do get released due to outside force. But this season, Season 3, mainly focuses on the Enhanced team being dysfunctional. I remember doing this whole research topic, again, via rewatching the 46th episode of the Enhanced. See, the 46th episode of the Enhanced is basically an episode where it begins the collapse of the whole Enhanced team. Just to give you brief information about it, this is where two fights happen between the Vanguard as well as the Enhanced. They briefly managed to capture Witherblade, but then this results in an escalation happen where Snowcon decides to take advantage of the situation and releases Dead Zone, a mass serial killer, as long as well as Cypherius. They do manage to get back Witherblade into the prison, but then again, there's also two bigger threats out there, such as Cypherius, a cult leader. Even though he doesn't have the mask anymore, he still might have the intentions to do so. There as well goes a Dead Zone, a mass serial killer, as I said before. People who prey on the Enhanced individuals. Enhanced individuals, I want to make that clear. See, me personally, I don't see how people can excuse RZ when he threw a shield. That's a shield with exposed pipes in the room. A projectile that can damage things, and Iron Prism is getting blamed for deflecting the shield? Is this not ridiculous? While researching for the episode, I saw a comment mention how it's arguably worse to lie to your team than to try and kill a mass serial killer. Is this not crazy? I know this isn't the entire community thinking like this, but that's the same very thought that permeates through the entire community. There's so many comments out there talking about gaslighting. Now, I'm not the one to say that the Enhanced are perfect. In fact, I disagree with the notion that in my Enhanced SMP video with Kilios, you should check that out, by the way. Maybe subscribe. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year, so I can take this more seriously. Reminder aside, the last episode I've done the Enhanced SMP, I spoke with Kilios involving multiple topics. One about Iron Prism and how we spoke about his capability of being a leader. Something that I feel as if I should clear up. See, Iron Prism, I want to say that he's a terrible leader. After all, he managed to execute a plan pretty well. I mean, so far, in my opinion. And I'm not going to say he's not a terrible leader, but he's not one of the greatest out there. And he managed to assist in the death of RZ, a variant of Kordax. And there's also problems with his horrible aiming. Because, oh my god, I was an archer and his memory issues, but that doesn't really go into the problem with being a leader. And I don't think Iron Prism nor RZ are both great leaders. It's hard to say he's a leader. This team is very obviously showing different sides of justice. One believes to take out big threats, as Kiyos goes to mention that the Vans don't just kill any villains, they kill big ones. However, the Enhanced are entirely fine with keeping even big villains alive, keeping them in imprisonment for God knows how long until their next prison break. I don't think I can ever see these teams join together. Their philosophies are so radically different. Not only are their philosophies radically different, Emerald mentioned a great point that I'm beginning to see a pattern on.
I have something to say.
Yeah. Wait, let's hear it.
Snowcon or Thunder Crash were to accidentally let out Dead Zone. Nope, they would never hear the end of it. But now that RZ did it, it's
Everyone
like, oh,
else.
it's an accident.
Yeah, well, he
See, RZ managed to take Kordax's suit. Now, that is a thing that the entity has a problem with, because again, that's Kordax material, that's Kordax's suit who's based on Essentium. That's a very rare material. And with the reaction of the entire team right there of the Enhanced, it goes to show that they had no clue about his plan. This is him in Ultra HD, now relaying his plan to his team, stealing the Kordax suit, and almost killing Dead Zone while he's in imprisonment, therefore going against his own morals. Again, this is almost him going against his own morals in order to kill Dead Zone. There's nobody discussing this by the end of the episode, which I found very strange, as there should be a consequence for doing just this thing. Because then again, you have the entity's attention on you because you stole the Kordax suit, and you almost executed a villain that was already in imprisonment. I'll find Emerald to be correct about this because, again, like she said earlier, how Snow Khan and Joe would have faced multiple repercussions about doing this exact same thing. In fact, they practically did in the episode where they captured Dead Zone. But when RZ does it, it's a completely fine thing. It's completely fine. It's okay. Why? No idea. It should come to mention that Scarlet Warlock doesn't exactly manipulate minds. It's in a traditional way. So far as we've seen, the thing it does is emotional augmenting existing emotions. So this shouldn't excuse anybody's behavior, in my opinion. Because then again, these are existing emotions being amplified. Now, I am calm enough to say that RZ is right about one thing. And I want to further add on to that.
We can't do that here. We can't. Because eventually we're just going to justify murder. Yes, sometimes we don't have a choice, like with Kordax. But if we are able to stop them without killing them, that's what we have to do as a team. That's what makes us heroes. And if you can't agree to do that, bro, we can't work together.
I found this clip to be right, and as said earlier before, I don't find them working together. Due to a mix of philosophies that both of RZ's team and Snowcon teams has, they won't be able to work together solely because one believes in capturing villains and the other believes in killing villains. Now, I believe neither side is truly right. This is why I propose an idea. Originally, I did have the idea of the Sokovia Accords. For those that don't know, it's a legal document that hopes to register all superhumans and regulate enhanced individuals. But Legal Eagle, someone that you subscribe to, because they make really good videos on the law side of things, he does mention how Sokovia Accords do break a lot of laws. After all, there's forced registration, constant monitoring of even family and friends are involved, and restricted rights of travel and association. I'm bringing up the Sokovia Accords mainly because I do want to see some influence in future episodes of, I won't say the government, I'll say more of the police at least, because we did see in episode 11 of season 3, where Fashion Knight does go discuss with people about their enhanced image, because right now it's not very great. For good reason, in my opinion.
I've been working closely with the governments, you know, and just all the official leaders of the world. So just trying to work on our image, you know.
And the Sokovia Accords could be the solution. It could be after some tweaking in it. But at the same time, it's very, how would I say this? Terrible. It's very terrible. The Sokovia Accords are basically breaching against people's rights, and I don't want that to be passed through the government. And it just really feels like a finicky story to add into the SMP, in my opinion. So Sokovia Accords can't be the solution. So what can you do when heroes are beginning to act as their own government? Make them illegal. Does anybody remember The Incredibles? You know, the best Pixar movie of all time. I mean, both movies, 1 and 2, are pretty solid in my opinion. Huh? You still go back to the topic? My fault. Anyways, The Incredibles is, well, a movie about a family of superheroes. And it evolves a little bit more in the first series of the movies, where they do introduce how superheroes do get outlawed. This is because of an accident with Mr. Incredible saving somebody from, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. I'm not even monetized. Suicide. And this act, produced by the government, is a super relocation act. The exact context of the act is not revealed to the audience watching the Incredibles movies. However, we do have enough information to at least get some hints as to what the act managed to sum up. The first act is that it illegalized and banned any supers in public and banned these supers from using their powers. The second portion of the act granted amnesty to supers who agreed to not to resume their super activities, meaning they will not be prosecuted for their violation of the law. They voluntarily gave themselves up. And lastly, the act necessitates non-supers to be located by approved and appropriate governmental agencies into suitable civilian homes, where they can live out their days in anonymity. As again, these heroes are unjust. They think of imprisoning individuals just to release them out over again to start the rampage on the city. This involves civilians in the world. We've seen it before in Sapphire's church. We see the mind control that they've been placed under, likely a consequence foretold by episode 11 of season 3. In the first movie, you can see the presence of villains reaching a low by the time the act has passed. Strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. Conflict breeds catastrophe. The removal of superheroes and heroes in general can very well as an act in the same as in the Incredibles franchise, at least in the first movie. Considering that's where the act is most prominent in the reveal of superheroes, you can see the rise of challenge introducing himself in the plot in Incredibles 2. It's rather ironic. People are the most safest when heroes aren't there.